And we're back. Let's do a countdown of where we are so far and then continue with the list.
All right. So far we have number 12, Abby Maria. Number 11, Ozzy Lust. Number 10, Kristen Hubicki. Number 9, Chicken. Number 8, Tarzan. Number 7, Judd. And number 6, Tony Nachos.
I love how they lose their last names.
I mean, those three don't need a last name.
Chicken Morris, it sounds great. Like his last name is Morris, so saying Chicken Morris, it's like that makes it kind of better.
I don't know what Tarzan's last name is. I know his first name's Greg.
Yeah, I do know Tarzan's last name, but as soon as you said I don't know what Tarzan's last name is, I forgot it.
I have that power.
Well, let's move on anyways. We're on the top 5 now, top 5 weirdos. And I got to make sure that my favorite coconut salesman, Vince Sly, is on the list.
I have most of the people on my list their last name, but I have Vince just as Vince Coconut.
Vince Sly, you gotta love it.
Yeah, what's funnier to say, Vince Sly or Vince the coconut vendor?
I mean,
or just simply the coconut vendor.
There's just this season is perfect because of him.
This is season 30, Worlds Apart.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect because of him, even though he's voted out second.
Yeah, second or third.
I think he's third. I think he makes it a little deeper, doesn't he?
Because I think
pretty sure it's second.
Is Nina voted out before him?
No, she's supposed to go home, but Will flips.
Right.
And
yeah, then he's second.
I just love how it's even better that it was such a short period of time of how this man falls apart because the person he wants to be is on the island, and the person
who
he
wants perceives to be himself as,
exactly. And just I can't get enough of it, and it stuck with me watching the rest of the season and got me through. I loved it.
Yeah,
got you through a very unpleasant season.
Vince is real weird. He's a great addition to that cast. I love when he takes Jen aside and he has a conversation with her as though they've been dating for 2 years, and she's now making eyes at Joe, and like, this isn't fair to me.
It's funny too because Jen is such a sassy girl. And in her confessional, she's just ripping him apart.
Just imagine how much more this man would have fallen apart had he gone later on. Like, if he would have made it even 2 more episodes.
They got to bring him back.
No, they do not.
Why is he a super he's probably a problematic person in real life too.
Honestly, but I bet he's less problematic than Joe.
Yeah. Well, I'll say.
Speaking of things that aged well.
Yeah.
Vince, you know what? You're better.
Yeah, good for you. You
are better than.
Yeah, I mean, see, Vince, because you don't know where he's going to go. He gets pretty unpredictable, especially how creepy he gets just in his short while there. And creepy and possessive. But, like, who knows where he'll go from there. But, I mean, the curiosity is just getting the best of me. This man fell apart. I watched a man fall apart.
The best of me. The game's getting the best of me.
Getting the best of me.
And number 3 is Boston Rob.
But yeah, Vince is my pick. Need we say more? I think we mentioned him a lot in the last one too, because he was also a contender for top player.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons I was so mad at that list, because he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Give this guy a bit of confidence, and I swear he can make it to the end.
Did you know, Joel, that while we were off air, Cody was saying he was going to put Tony as number 2?
Well, yeah. I mean, he wasn't going to be on my list, but you guys vetoed Keith Nail for whatever fucking reason.
Oh, because he's not weird.
That's yes.
Well, we're just doing a weird.
He's a strange man.
Yeah.
And you barely even let me talk about Keith Nail too. That's what pisses me off.
Vetoed. Number 4.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Hit us with number 4.
All right. I feel like this person may get vetoed by Joel. Don't worry, it's not Heidi, because although she's a weird little gremlin, um, and she's an incredible player. But anyway, back to the weirdos list.
Incredible. Oh my God. The word incredible has been overused.
No, it's been underused until this moment where it found its perfect usage. But anyway, this person is from an earlier season as well. Some people may find her ordinary, but I just think she's so weird, and it's for an inexplicable quality. She consistently looks like a little duck, and she, well, you know what's weird? Her outfit is probably one of the weirdest.
Is it fucking Lil?
Her outfit is one of the weirdest in the first seasons. It is absolutely Lil Morris.
I agree. This
weird.
Right, Chicken's cousin.
Yeah, I almost stopped myself because I wrote Morris down.
It is. She is Chicken's cousin, isn't she?
Is this a real thing?
It is. Yeah.
This is blowing my mind. It makes so much sense.
Chicken and Lil are cousins.
No freaking way.
I'm gonna Google that just so I don't. I know Lil is cousins with somebody.
That's incredible if that's the truth. I just think she's so weird. She's wearing her scout uniform as her costume. I mean, maybe that was production's choice, but she probably was. She probably brought it as an option.
It's weird. Her bringing that costume, and even if it was production's choice, I wouldn't agree to it, because you come in there, you wear this scout uniform, you got all these badges on, you got your not badge, you immediately lose the hook. You're terrible. You're a terrible weirdo. We said Christian brings positive to the weirdos. Lil brings negative. She's terrible.
Yeah, Lil to me is just, I don't. She's one of those people who I don't understand how she was created, I guess. She's a big weirdo.
Yeah, she is very strange. I love her relationship with Andrew Savage. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I said I'm thrilled she takes Sandra to the end.
Yeah, that's pretty great. And we did have a completely different Survivor history if Johnny Fairplay won that season. I can't find if Lil is Chicken's cousin on here, but I know that I'm pretty sure she is.
I hope so, because it brings me so much joy, and I'm just gonna tell people that from now on. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. It's canon now.
Yeah.
I think, the great thing about Lil, and also goes with Vince, is both seasons have so many weirdos in them, and these ones have surpassed. Like Lil, because you could put Rupert on there. Rupert's weird. You could put Johnny Fairplay. He borderline has brain damage in his second season.
I'm getting the shit kicked out of him by Danny Aiello. Sorry, what did you say, Chris?
No, sorry. I was just saying I think brain damage is a little different from
being hungover.
It made him weird. It made him come dressed as Jeff.
Well, the story, I said Danny Aiello there, but I'm pretty sure it's Danny Poliducci or whatever, the child star. He kicked the shit out of Johnny Fairplay the night before he went out to Fans versus Favorites.
Yeah, and then Yao Man threw his head into a boat.
Right. I like Lil. I like her relationship with Andrew Savage when she's like putting her face on his face and all this stuff. She's just like, yeah, she seems like a caricature. Like I said about Debbie a few weeks ago, she seems like a Kristen Wiig character.
Yeah, we're going into the final 3 here. Chris is kicking us off into the final 3, and there's a lot of big names missing right now, and I'm a little bit worried.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not saying a single one of them.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
Yeah, because my number 3, who I wanted to place as number 1, has got to be one of my favorite people from the first 20 seasons. Pre-merge boot, they went out 4th in their season. They lasted 12 days. They're from the seasons 10 to 20 as a clue. They give some of the best facial expressions that I think Survivor has ever seen. They are so funny to me. Their tribe name, they mispronounce it. I don't know if I want to give that away before I say another thing. Yeah, they mispronounce jalapao into jalapeno, and they still don't know what a pace is. It is
Sandy
Bergen from Tocantins, the bus driver. She is so funny to me. She is, I'm so happy she wasn't first boot, because she gave us so much gold. Just
I love when
a solid character. She does the little rodeo thing as she's holding Aaron back in a challenge. She's just so fun, and my love for her is great.
She has such a large range in the 4 episodes she gets to. Because she gets so pissed off because the season starts with them all, quote unquote, voting somebody out of their tribe, but they just get to go to camp quicker. And so Sandy gets voted out, and Jeff's like, Sandy, how do you feel? And she goes, I'm so fucking pissed. like fucking goes scorched earth, like starts yelling at them. But then there's later on in the tribe, I'm pretty sure she survives the first vote for Carolina. What's his name? David Murphy's future fiance.
For a brief stint.
Yeah, and she feels so good after that. She feels on top of the world. So the range of her like feeling in with JT and Steven in the tribe is like her having fun on the island versus her being really mad on the island, her being so stressed out looking for that idol, not knowing what a pace is. Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, she I was looking up some quotes because I knew she was going to be my number 1 pick. Whatever position I ended up in, she was getting that spot for me. And I was looking up more quotes from her. She apparently, because she has a choice to either build a shelter or spend time looking for an idol, because she gets to go to camp before everybody else as her reward for being the weakest. And she's like, well, I'm not going to make this. Probably wouldn't like it being made by a woman anyway.
Joel, now this is pretty much your last chance to do a veto.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I told myself I wasn't going to veto because last week I was after the podcast recording, I felt like I had lost a couple of my best friends because you guys were so mad at me and it was such a contentious list, and I wanted this list to be fun and us to all agree and just talk about some fun characters. It's been more contentious than I thought, but I do enjoy agreeing with you when your pick comes up, even though you guys love disagreeing with me.
You have been on the short end of pretty much all of our vetoes, because the only reason I vetoed Tony was you agreeing not to put Tyson on the list, which right. I was saving it for.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough, Joel, because we're seeing with Sandy on this list, we're missing a lot of people. We're missing a lot of people, a lot of weirdos. And I don't know who your number 1 pick is.
I think I know who Joel's going to pick.
I mean, there's 2 people. How do you not pick them?
No, he's not picking either of them.
Yeah, that's the thing though. How do you not pick them? How do they not make the list?
Sorry, man. You know, I mean,
hey,
you got to go with somebody, Cody. I was surprised you didn't go with who you went with before. Who was your last pick?
My last pick was Vince.
That's a great pick.
Okay, it's a good pick, but the 2 people that you love are not on the list. And sorry, man, they're not on my.
Shouldn't have put Ozzy.
They're not my number 1.
Ozzy was worth it.
Hey, I'm not even talking about Coach here. I'm just going weirdos. Okay, Survivor weirdos. There's 2 people that
it's
need.
Incredible that Coach doesn't make this list. Really,
it would be insane, but. He's not my number 1.
List,
Coach can't make the list over these other 2 people. He can't make the list.
Oh, there's other 2 people that aren't Coach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to think about the 2 of them. I know which 2 you're talking about.
There's the 2 big ones.
I know one of the person, but who's the other?
A man and a woman.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a man and a woman. There's the two people that have to be 1 and 2. They just
Yep.
have to be.
Well,
Well,
sorry,
they're not going to be.
they're not going to be.
because I know who Joel's picking, and it's not either of them.
What? I'm gonna pick fucking Bruce.
Would not be upset.
Almost cut his own fingers off. Almost cut someone in the face.
Yeah, my number one is Bob Dog.
I was thinking of like the most bland survivor, and that's who I wanted to only put them on the list. But anyway, that's my number 3 pick. I am so happy with her, Sandy.
If we're casting most bland survivor, I cannot wait for that one. Number 1 and 2, Albert and Burton. Let's go.
That should be our next list. That's so funny.
Most bland survivor season. 20 picks. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at my list here. I got all kinds of people that aren't on here. I've already mentioned, like I mentioned Rupert. You got, Worlds Apart has just a lot of great ones. I mean, it's really hard not to put Shireen on the list because she she wears a top but no bottoms. That's just the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard of.
Cody, do not put her on number 2. Come on.
Not going to be.
I'm not putting her on number 2 because there's 2 people that need to be here.
Well,
okay.
Pick the better one. Pick the person who you like more.
I mean, I gotta choose Debbie.
Yeah, that's who I was hoping you'd pick out of those 2.
I gotta choose Debbie, and I have to have faith in Joel making the right choice here.
No,
you're gonna disagree with me.
I don't have a veto.
I knew from the very beginning, from when you vetoed my 2 other picks, that you guys were gonna hate my number 1. But yeah, go on, Debbie.
Everyone's gonna hate your number 1. You got to think about that, Joel. You got to think about who's missing.
He can veto himself. Don't worry.
You better veto yourself, because Debbie needs to be on this list.
Debbie is. Yeah, Debbie does.
I'm glad she is. I assumed somebody else would pick her, but yeah.
What? Just because like,
if you didn't put Debbie on this list, you would have broke my heart.
Yeah, I gave you my heart and you broke it. And then she laughs a bit, and then she goes, "Whoa, that made it even crazier." Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, Debbie just an anomaly. It just has no. You want to talk about just social awareness? None. Not one. Doesn't know what Cochrane's breaking down the game to her. She doesn't know. She doesn't understand what he's saying.
Although in her first season, in the pre-merge, she actually kind of runs the game.
In the post-merge and Game Changers, she runs the game.
Yeah.
And she's good at she's not good at it, but she does run votes. That's why you have to vote her out, is because she does kind of
because she's terrifying. She is terrifying. You don't want to go against her. I'd probably vote with her because I'd be too scared.
Who starts the flip on Liz and Peter on their brains tribe too.
Mm-hmm. She orchestrates the Aussie vote in Game Changers.
This is a person. I mean, I'm just so I can't even focus on this because I'm so upset about the person that's not making this list. I can't even focus, Joel.
I'm so happy that the person who's not making this list who you're upset about wasn't even on my short list because I don't like it.
Yeah, and it's insane. It's insane we've got here, but are we moving on? We can talk more about Debbie a bit if you want.
I just go number 1. Everyone knows about. That's the thing. Number 1 and 2, yeah, they're boring, but it's because of the picks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, tell that to previous 2 weeks ago when you should have put Tony as number 1.
Well, that's not the pick. That's not the pick.
That's the pick. And Sandra is number 2. Those are the picks.
No. Tony is 11. He's lucky he made the list, honestly.
So yeah, I do enjoy Debbie, but sometimes it feels like Debbie is having a mental breakdown, and that's not always enjoyable to watch.
But it's weird.
I think we can all agree, Debbie, she's friggin' weird.
She's a weird person. And this next person is, other than Tony, my favorite Survivor character. And he's just
not who I thought.
If you put Spencer Bledsoe on here, I'm gonna fucking flip my computer. No. I'm gonna fucking flip my computer.
We just invoked a couple of names who he played with and was had fun with. I'm going with Shane Powers. the.
You called it, didn't you, Cody?
I did. I knew it was going to be. I knew Shane Powers was going to make the list. He just doesn't have cigarettes, Joel. That's the whole problem.
Yeah, but he fucking goes nuts. It's the best.
He's
It's so fun when he's yelling about his chair, when his penis has a rash on it, when there's just so much, when he yells at Courtney saying he's going to come to her apartment. It's incredible.
Shane is awesome and psychotic. I mean, I can't veto him, but I that isn't who I thought you were going to pick. I thought you were going to pick more.
I have to interrupt you right now, Joel. Veto this. Put Shep on.
No, I'm not putting Shep on the list.
Shep is the weirdest. He's the weirdest of all time.
You know what? I don't want to give him any more airtime because I don't like him.
But here's the thing.
Put
This
Rudy.
list is
Rudy
this
number
list
one.
is this list isn't the weirdest Survivor players. It's our favorite weird Survivor players.
Oh,
Is
no,
it?
that.
Yeah, these aren't my favorites. You think
Those-
Debbie's my favorite?
It's
Are
my
you gonna
favorite.
You're going to throw a curveball at us at the last, once we've made all of our choices?
I would have put Coach number 2. He's my favorite weirdo. You said weirdest.
We said the top weird players. Top 12 weird Survivor players.
You think
That's what
everyone-
the list.
I
Everyone's
love
listening,
Shane.
favorite
Shane
power-
rules. Shane rules. That's season rules, and he's so fucking weird. If you were talking to Shane when he's like fucking on the island like that, you'd be like, "Who is this man?" And what makes it even weirder is like the women on his tribe and how they're just like, "Oh my god," they're just like so sick of him. It's incredible. I love it so much.
I mean,
It's
the
the
more
best
you
thing.
talk, the more I disagree, but I can't veto it. And I'm happier with Shane being on the list than I am Keith or Stacy. So out of all
What
your
about
trash
Shep?
picks, oh yeah. I didn't want Philip Shepard on this list at all because I don't like him.
Who did you think I was gonna pick?
I honestly thought you were gonna go for like kind of a meta pick at left field. I thought you were gonna put Wanda as number one weirdo.
Put Jatia on there. Put Rudy on there. Do something.
Because you said that they weren't like the popular ones. So I was like, okay, so it's
He is
someone
popular,
left
but he's definitely wasn't. He's not Shep. He's not Coach. He's not Debbie.
Yeah.
He's
I should've
my
just-
he's my
you can
pick.
veto-
He's
you
my
can still
guy.
Veto yourself and put Wanda.
Sorry, it's not gonna happen.
Go back and veto mine.
Ever
Veto
since
Debbie.
I was-
I want to put
when-
Coach on.
When I watched season 12 when I was a kid, I remember thinking this is the peak of Survivor. This man is the greatest thing to ever happen to Survivor,
Yeah.
and I have not changed that tune until Tony. I
Yeah,
guess.
but does he jack off on rocks?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure
Ozzy-
he's done
Ozzy
some
could've been
weird
number
shit.
one. Now think about this, Joel. You changed it at the very last minute. You made
True.
this be our favorite weirdos. So I'm sitting here, people thinking Debbie's my favorite. People thinking Lil's his favorite.
Yeah, Lil ain't my favorite. Lil weird. Lil she weird.
Little weirdo.
And
Little
your
weird.
favorite Shane. You could be proud of that because you changed it last minute.
Yeah, that was a real rug
Well,
pull. There,
I mean,
Joel.
sorry. It was a ranking. We were allowed to pick our things. You could have picked anybody. I wanted Shane to be on this list, and I always knew he was going to be my highest pick from the moment I thought of this concept for an episode. I always
it
knew.
didn't tell us what it actually was.
Yeah, I respect the integrity of the show.
Yeah,
the
as do I,
integrity of
Cody.
This podcast.
That's why our vetoes are so aligned.
We need an extra veto just for that we can merge together.
Yep.
Merge boot that Chris and I can merge together to join forces and veto.
Like the Idol. A super veto.
This is called merge boot.
Oh,
Create it
like
right now,
like
Joel.
Ty and Scott's idol.
Yeah.
My number one is Mark the Chicken.
I would have been happy with leaving on like a happy note too. Like Ty's the biggest weirdo. We love him.
You would've
Rupert.
been happy about that?
Yeah, I would have been happy. I would have been like, yeah, but we love him. It's
But we
pop-
love. Do you not love Shane?
No, he's like
I love Shane as a person. And it's my love for Shane as a person that doesn't object as vehemently as Cody to him being number one, but I don't think he should be number one weirdo. I think if
Why
he's on this
not?
list, he
I
should have
don't
been
know.
like 12.
I don't get like my concept of a Survivor weirdo is so different than your guys's.
Well, I mean, with Debbie and Shane 1 and 2, we chose the two most unstable people.
Well, if Brandon Hands was number 3, it'd be different.
Oh, well, that's true. You should have just made Brandon number 3, and then we could play a real dangerous game.
But that's the thing, is that I don't think Brandon qualifies on this list as like a weirdo because he's got like some more serious issues going on. I feel like the potential is there with Shane as well for a similar reason.
And Debbie. I do think when she's freaking out on Brad, she's having an episode.
Yeah. Although she has mentioned that her laughter was because she was aware that she wanted to give the cameras a fun soundbite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's still psychotic.
Coach's favorite movies, Jack and Jill. Coach watched Jack and Jill, and it changed how he was going to play the game. The message that Jack and Jill gave him after watching changed his whole game plan.
Cody, Coach is in your court. That's how we've done it this entire time. Coach is your guy. So I thought the Coach was going to be on your list.
You chose him for best players.
Yeah.
We're giving the message that Coach isn't weird, that he's just the best player.
You guys had vetoed both my picks, so I put Coach on the list last week.
He's the best. He's not weird.
I had nowhere else to go last week.
The best.
That is a very funny statement that Merch Boot is now definitively behind.
We don't think he's weird. We think he's the fucking best, man. He's better. He's better than 60% of winners at war. That's what we're telling. That he's better than 60% of winners at war, and it's not because he's weird. It's because he's a fucking game player, baby.
Well, last week we didn't want to do winner rankings, so we put, each of us had to pick at least.
I don't even know why I like Coach anymore. I'm confused.
God, I wanted this to be a fun thing where we just talk and not argue.
Yeah, you really screwed that up, didn't you? You had it in your hands.
Guys, I didn't think I would win trivia. I didn't think I would get number 1 pick, but I always knew. Guys, if Chris was number 1, he would have put fucking Sandy from Token Cheens as number 1.
Absolutely. Sandy's a better pick than Shane. You got to agree with that, Cody.
No, I disagree. But still, it's you guys get mad at me for this.
I would have put
last
Tony
week,
number 1.
Chris put fucking Michelle Fitzgerald ahead of all those good players.
Yeah, because she's made the final twice, never been voted out.
Michelle Fitzgerald is a better player than Shane Powers is weird.
Yeah, 100%.
Disagree. Shane is a weird person. You cannot say that Shane is like no one else who has ever played Survivor. Vis-a-vis, not normal, so weird.
I don't know. You watch Shane's audition tape, and he's calm, cool, and collective.
That's an audition tape. What about Kat from One World? Should I just veto myself and put Kat from One World at number 1?
Kat would be better than Shane.
That would be better than Shane, yeah. Do it.
No.
Do it. You know what? Friggin' Laura Bonham would be better than Shane.
She's going to be number 1 in our blandest Survivor list.
I forgot she existed. So
well, that's exactly what makes her so good.
That's the deepest Survivor research one. We really have to dig down deep for that one.
That's our next one.
But all my favorite players are the bland ones. I love that season. Albert, Burton, Bruce. Let's go.
Those are 3 different seasons.
Bruce rules.
Those are my bland. That's my bland season, though.
Bruce rules. Bruce has a rock garden.
Yeah. Wait, I know there are 3 different seasons, Chris, but we're creating the bland season.
Oh, you're saying
Bland Island.
Bland Island. I see what you're saying. I thought we were making another top list, not necessarily like a season cast of Bland Island.
Yeah, we're making a season cast of Bland Island.
Best Survivor weirdos, not weirdest players. Best Survivor weirdos, not favorite. Best.
If we do for Bland Island, we should each get a tribe then, but we draft them.
That goes away from what this is.
Oh, sorry, the screen drafts format that we have locked ourselves into.
No, I know. Maybe we should do something different because I feel like I'm losing 2 of my best friends right now.
We need
last week when we ended the call, Chris was like, "Yeah, okay, see ya."
Yeah.
You're like, I was like, Chris, no. It's like, it's okay.
And honestly, you cheesed me off with this one. You lost me with this one.
Yeah, I don't care about you as much as I care about Chris.
Wow. You already lost, Chris. I'm all you have left.
I hope that Chris.
No, I was angrier at Cody last week because of his treatment of Tony.
Oh, okay.
He made the weirdo list. Well, so far, we have Tony Weirder, coach, good player. Tony Weird, coach, good player.
Tony's
You understand?
More ahead of the.
You understand what's going on here?
Best player.
Coach is one of the best players of all time. That's what we're giving across, and he's not weird. He's not weird.
Okay, I thought you would be so happy that I put him on your best list, and then this week I was like, I'll let Cody talk about Coach for weirdest seasons, for weirdest guy. You should have put him on the list. Don't get mad at me.
Hey, you've got a chance to still use your veto, Joel, if you'd like to.
I'm not. I'm gonna go. You want me to go backwards and veto Cody's Aussie pick so he can put Coach in?
No, veto Debbie. Veto Debbie. Take her off.
No,
I don't
like
want
Debbie on the list. I want Debbie to be on the list.
I don't.
She's a strange person. I would rather, knowing that you weren't going to pick Coach, I would have vetoed Ozzy.
Vetoed Ozzy? Yeah. Ozzy's weirder than Shane.
No, I mean, I like Ozzy being on it just because it was a good joke, but he's
funny.
He's arguably Ozzy and Abby Maria. They're not that weird. You know who really started off with being weird? Christian. What a surprise!
What the hell?
You
Christian
have not
Hubicki
gotten this list. You have not.
That's what I disagree with the most. Is, you know what? If I was gonna go back and veto something, I would veto Christian being on this list.
You veto
Christian's
Christian
just
over Abby Maria.
Yeah, Abby is a fucking firecracker.
You'd veto Christian over Judd.
Christian just has a really good story in the game.
I don't know who picked those people, but they were clearly
Judd rules. Abby rules.
You have no idea the DMs I get from Ozzy. Okay, you'd be thinking, man, this guy's fucking weird, because I deal with this shit, man, and it's taking a toll on me.
Don't look. Unsubscribe. Tell him to stop.
I try. He won't. He's weird. Let's go over our final list. This is our definitive list.
Speaking of people showing their penis, Shane Powers. He showed his penis.
There you go. Cody, you must be on board now.
He had a swollen penis, and Suri had to take a look at it because she's a nurse.
Two of the major Survivor hogs.
Shireen went bottomless too. Wore a top, no bottom.
She Donald Ducked it.
She is Donald Ducking around. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the original Survivor penis, we have to talk about Hatch though.
I mean, I'm surprised Hatch didn't make the list.
Nah.
Rudy
was on my list because of his final jury speech. Is one of the funniest moments of all time.
All right, here's our final list, though. These are the definitive. We have to back it, like last week. We have to back it. This is our definitive list.
You guys do. I'm just a guest.
Of Survivor weirdos. 12.
You participated,
Maria.
Chris.
11.
You put Christian and Sandy on this list, even though I like Sandy and I like Christian. But whatever. If you guys are gonna give me slack about my list, I have to give you slack about yours.
Joel, no more slack. It's done. I just said it's definitive. I was listing it off.
Fine. Fuck you guys. You guys aren't my friends anymore.
No, it's final, Joel. We have to agree with you now.
All right.
12, Abby Maria. 11, Ozzy Luss. 10, Christian Hubicki. 9, Chicken. 8, Tarzan. 7, Judd. 6, Tony Nachos. 5, Vince Sly. 4, Lil. 3, Sandy. 2, Debbie. 1, Shane Powers.
Yes.
Wow, that's the list. Should we go through some honorable mentions? Are there any people who you wanted to see that?
We went through a lot of honorable mentions along the way. I think
just along the way, and
weirdos.
People who don't listen are gonna think, what the fuck? Shep and Coach and aren't on this list. Oh, somebody mentioned I'm pretty sure it was Ryan actually who mentioned in our like poll we did on Instagram, Rory from Vanuatu, who is a hilarious man.
He loves Rory.
I love Rory too.
Classless.
I love Rory for the line where he says, I apologize for all the things I thought about you last night. Or something like that. For all the horrible things I said about you in my mind. It's just like such a oh, he's gonna apologize. Oh. Yeah.
Cochrane Sunburn could have made the list.
Yeah. Shambo.
Russell's rash could have made the list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, from the reason I started watching Cook Islands is because I was gonna put Cowboy on my list, but I have remembered Cowboy differently.
Cowboy was on my short list as well, but he's like real savvy. But I think to everyone else on his tribe, he was weird. But he's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, he's not that weird. He's just
not
kind of
that
people just sort of don't love him.
The best part about him is when he removes the headache, and then everyone in the tribe goes to the next challenge with the same dot. on
Yeah,
their
it's really
forehead.
funny. But apparently that works, which is cool. Oh, Joe Mena was on my list. Nora, of course.
Nora was a big oversight. I would have loved to see Nora number one.
Oh, I forgot about Nora completely, to be honest. And she
Well,
just spot.
you have to repress 39. Definitely. Oh, another great player who I wanted to put on my list, but forgot is Jimmy T from Nicaragua.
Oh, with his crocodile shoes. Oh no,
No,
Jimmy.
that's Dan Lembo.
Yeah,
He's also great. Jimmy T's
39 might actually have our only winner that could make the Bland player season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even like that was his game though. Was to be Bland. Like that was his whole game.
I think he's just Bland.
Lower his threat level. Well, I mean, I believe him when he says he was actively trying to lower his threat level.
It's not like he came to life during the reunion show.
He did so. He did kind of come to life at the reunion.
You know, thinking about people that I overlooked, Gavin could have made my short list. He's weird, but also could be Bland. So I mean, that's for next.
I really want to do this Bland one now. Yeah. That sounds fun to me.
Godfather Carl could have made the list.
Nah.
Do you think Angelina could have made this list?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I feel like we could do a separate list for best goats, and then Shep could come up there.
Guy out second, the podcaster or whatever of Ghost Island.
Jacob Derwin?
Yeah, Jacob Derwin. He could have made the list.
Yeah, I think he was just too excited. You know, he's not necessarily like.
Yeah, he's just over eager.
Yeah, and all Shane was going through cigarette withdrawals.
Yeah.
No, that's not all. He's an insane person, which I love.
I was contemplating as well was Big Wendy, who recently just found out the only reason she signed up for Survivor was so that she could let the chickens free, and that's it. But she didn't make it for me. Rob Zabatnik from Thailand.
Rob with two B's.
Rob with two B's.
Who fans of Merge Boot will know that he brought a skateboard as his luxury item.
And clearly was memorable enough because that's the only part of that I got. And then I also had Dan from Worlds Apart. But again, I didn't want to put people who I didn't like on the list. And
Dan sucks. I fucking hate that guy.
It's not gonna hold.
He has some good quotes. Honestly, he has some good quotes.
Yeah, but he's just horrible.
He's a horrible person, but he's got quotes.
So I was asking Renee before this happened, who she would put on the list, and most of the people that came up have been, but she also inexplicably put Bobby John. She thinks Bobby John's real weird. Well,
I do too. I've been watching Guatemala, and I think that man is weird.
She put Matt Elrod because she just thought it was weird how he was up by himself on Redemption Island.
He is weird in that a great episode of Redemption Island when he comes back from the merge and immediately gets voted out because he's talking about flipping with the other tribe and then goes and tells Rob that he's been talking about flipping, and it's just like it's a huge flame out. Like it's just like he's done no good critical thinking about strategy on Redemption Island. He just does not understand that the game is more than challenges and being a Christian man.
Yeah. Some other people, Natalie Cole, who we mentioned, who I love. She thought War Dog was pretty weird. Jane from Nicaragua.
Oh yeah.
She also said Lil almost immediately. I was like, yeah. She and I both think Lil's real weird. And then she also said Ian from Palau because she said he feels like he's in the Matrix.
Chris Noble was a big one for me. I really wanted him on this list.
Hey guys, can you wrap up? I think my mom's downstairs, so I'm just gonna go say hello to her.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's all about what you
Okay,
have to say.
I gotta go.
Well, yeah, you can go.
Just wrap up.
I was wrapping up. He was like, "Hey, come on now! I just said I had to go."
Yeah, that does seem. I mean, I think we've been talking about it for a while. It seems like there are more Survivor weirdos than there are top players to play the game, or maybe that's just because this list was only 12, and our last one was 15.
I don't know if I love it or hate it that Coach is on one list and not the other, and not the one you'd expect.
It certainly makes a statement.
It definitely. We've taken a stand on this podcast.
And it's not necessarily the right one.
Well, anyways, we'll see what list we do in the next coming weeks. It'll be out 2 weeks from now. We're doing 1 week off, 1 week on for these, taking lots of time to prepare these great lists for you. We got a lot of good ideas coming through of what we should do next. If you have a suggestion, hit us up on Merge Boot, on the Instagram at Merge Boot Pod. All of the links to our socials are in the description of this episode. Merge Tube coming soon. As soon as that is released on YouTube, I'll make sure to have the link updated in the description with the link to the YouTube. But it will definitely be there going forward. And yeah, thank you all for listening. Give us your suggestions. Do you hate this list? Do you hate Joel's choices? Remind everyone of Joel's choices. They are Abby Maria, Judd, Tony, and Shane Powers.
Survivors.
Yeah, those are the weirdest survivors. Thank you all for listening.
Hey, I'm back. What's up? What are you guys talking about?
We're done.
What did you say?
Well, I guess you'll find out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't listen back to the episodes.
End the recording.
Hmm?
You're giving me more to edit. End it.
No, you don't have to edit this out. This is good stuff.
All right. See you later, everyone.
What did somebody message me? What they said?